What is going on, YouTube? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this very quick discussion regarding TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. So, as most of us have already heard, they have been ousted from ABC. They will not be returning to Good Morning America, but they will both receive payouts per their contracts. Now, ABC accused both of them of various forms of misconduct. Now, we are all very familiar with the misconduct of TJ Holmes, the affairs that he was having, two of which were with subordinates. And since his position was above theirs, there was this possibility of abuse of power and this possibility of intimidation. So we all were very familiar with what was going on with TJ Holmes, but I was not aware of anything about Amy Robach other than this affair that she was having with TJ. So I guess the investigation resulted them in finding out information regarding Amy that gave them reason to get rid of her. It says here that Amy at some point had a bottle of liquor in her dressing room, but other sources came out and said that the liquor was given to them by the executives of ABC. So I'm thinking to myself, what was wrong with her having a bottle of liquor in her dressing room, and why is that a reason to get rid of her? Unless there was like a very hard and fast rule about not having alcohol on set or having alcohol in your dressing rooms, period, that nowhere on Good Morning America set were you allowed to have alcohol. Maybe that was the reason that they used. I have no idea. Because I'm thinking to myself, okay, so what if she had a bottle of alcohol in her dressing room? Alcohol was given to other people from the higher up, so what was the problem? Like I said, unless there was a rule about not having alcohol anywhere on the premises of Good Morning America, I don't understand why that's enough to fire someone. Also, it says here that after she attended the college football national championship game, she showed up the next day to work intoxicated. So my question was, why wasn't this dealt with at that time? Because I'm assuming that in their investigation, people came and gave statements saying that, yes, we saw Amy drunk or intoxicated on such and such date, and this was the behavior that she was exhibiting to let us conclude that she was definitely intoxicated. So why didn't these people say anything then? Why are they saying something about it now? But if that's the truth, if it's true that she came to work drunk, yeah, that's a good enough reason to get rid of her. But other sources came out and said that Amy was not drunk, that she was just tired. Okay. Also, it was said that Amy and TJ did not handle the romance appropriately. They waited too long to tell ABC executives about their relationship. And I'm assuming that the reason why the higher ups were not happy with TJ and Amy not telling them about the relationship is because they found out when the rest of us common folk found out. You know, when it was all over TMZ and the Daily Mail and Page 6, that's when they found out about it. And by then it was way too late because the photos were out. People were talking. It was way too late by then for the higher ups to either try to contain the story or to try to spin the story. And I think that's the main reason why they wanted a heads up about what was going on between TJ and Amy so they could somehow control the narrative. It was also said that Amy and TJ's behavior on set was uncomfortable or made other people feel uncomfortable. But I couldn't find any specific information on exactly what Amy and TJ would do to make others feel uncomfortable, because the word uncomfortable is very subjective. Someone could be sneezing and that could make me uncomfortable, or someone can be cussing me out and treating me unprofessionally and that could make me uncomfortable. So the word uncomfortable is extremely subjective, but I couldn't find any more information on what it meant that they're making other people feel uncomfortable. Were they displaying a little bit too much PDA? And because everybody knew that they were still technically married to their respective spouses, this kind of made them feel uncomfortable? Or was it because Amy and TJ they were mean, they were rude, unprofessional to other people? I couldn't really find any detailed information as far as what they did to make others feel uncomfortable. But whatever it was, I'm going to assume that for a big corporation like ABC to fire their on-air talent, whatever it was that they were doing, it was enough for them to feel like, yeah, we're going to put an end to this and get rid of them. As far as we know, TJ and Amy are still together. The relationship is still very much intact. They are still a united front. In fact, I read reports that they just came back from a trip from Turks and Caicos. Now, your boy TJ loves the Bahamas or the Caribbean because that's where he went last year for his birthday when him and his wife, Marilee Fiebig, were trying to work out their marriage and reconcile. He loves the Caribbean. I know it's very, very romantic over there for him. So this is where we're at. Amy and TJ are gone, but this still leaves the door open for Amy and or TJ to file a lawsuit against ABC, either for wrongful termination or suspending them unjustly. There's a lot of rumbling going on that TJ may want to sue for racial discrimination, alleging that when it came to applying the rules or applying this so-called morality clause, which until this day, I don't know if there's actually a morality clause or not with their specific contracts, but allegedly there might be. I don't know. So TJ might still file for racial discrimination because he's alleging that the rules that were applied to him did not apply to everybody else that were not people of color. So to him, it was like he was targeted because he was black, or maybe because he was in an interracial relationship with Amy. And so they held him to the fire while people who were not of color got away with murder. This is the rumblings, the allegations, the whisperings that are going on coming from TJ's camp. But I'm pretty sure ABC is ready. And this is the reason why they took as long as they did with their investigation. It wasn't just a one and done. It wasn't just like, okay, we'll get back with y'all in 24 hours to let y'all know what our decision is. It took several weeks because, I'm pretty sure their attorneys, they're, very expensive corporate law, New York attorneys, made sure that when they made this decision of terminating Amy and TJ, that it was going to be, according to the letter of the law, or that to make sure that it was going to stick. Because of course, the knee-jerk reaction from Amy and TJ would be, no, this isn't right, this isn't fair, and we're going to sue you. Because at the end of the day, I don't think it's really about TJ and Amy coming back to Good Morning America. I think it's just about money, because the game that's played the most in America is, the money game. Everybody's out to get what they think is rightfully theirs financially. So I'm pretty sure the lawyers at ABC are very much prepared for any lawsuit that the other side might bring up. And I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for TJ and Amy. I have no idea. I'm hoping that this will definitely die down, but I said this like a month ago and we're still talking about it. I'm still talking about it, and I'm talking about it because it's interesting. So hopefully at some point this will die down. I'm kind of like, what else can possibly be said? Now that we know that they're not coming back to Good Morning America, I'm thinking this is the end of the story, the last chapter of the book. But who the hell knows what could come up next? But thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. And if you like this content, go ahead and subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.